All right, what's up, guys? We're just gonna go over a little quick trades, levels. Today is September 10th, 2024. We're gonna go over these levels from yesterday. It was Monday. We had a nice sell-off. I will pull up the daily chart here just to kind of show what has recently occurred, and what I've been watching here on the daily. And it's kind of been my sentiment. You know, we discussed this previously. We had our bullish move. I know I made a video about that. Bullish move, we rotated below. We created a range or a cost basis here. We rotated below. We had an entry here for the breakout. Back into the range, retest, and then the continuation, right? We copied the cost basis areas, pasted them up here. 2 and 4, as previously discussed. This is the level, the second range measured move. 1, 2, this is going to be the strong level, as well as 4, that's going to be the strong level. And as you can see, we broke, retested 2, continued, broke down, and then we retested 2 up here, and then we continued back down. So I posted before, I know I discussed this previously, that we trapped above this level and we sold off. So just looking at the daily here, we pushed all the way down into cost basis, and we bounced at the bottom. Right down here, we bounced at the bottom, as you can see, bounced at the bottom. Anything inside of cost basis previously, if we look to the left, how did price react in here? Yeah, we bounced here, we disrespected into a buy area down here, just barely broke below here, and then we continued up, right? But if you look to the left, the majority of time we've been inside of this cost basis or this range. We've been choppy. It's choppy. We did break out here, but that was part of the move. That was because we had no more sellers, and then we stopped them out, and then the higher time frame traders, the ones were loading in shorts, and then that's where we came back down here. But if you just look to the left, majority of the price action inside of here has been choppy. On the daily, we have some choppy action here. So now that we're back here, we sold off. We bounced right here at the bottom of the cost basis. Come back up, midline, and then the top of the cost basis, so the range here, those are going to be key areas. Those are going to be strong areas. The midline and the top of the cost basis, as well as the bottom. Because we bounced at the bottom, we came up. Today we've almost reached the top, right? Within the zone. We're only... the high here I have as 18,853.75. So 53, and we reached somewhere around 21. So within 30 points. And you know how NQ moves, 30 points is not that much. So that was the daily. You know, I was looking for the bottom of the range, the middle of the range, and the high of the range to be key areas. And as you can see today, we broke, I don't know if it was overnight or intraday, came down, we tested the bottom of the middle of the range, and then we came back up, right? And then now we're selling back off. So I'm looking at a higher time frame here, around 18,600 to be a little bit of an area that we're gonna potentially bounce or hold. Breaking below that, we might see continuation lower towards the bottom of the range. Either way, like I said before, we look to the left, everything is pretty choppy inside of here, right? Market is waiting for more information or more data to be released. What's tomorrow? I believe tomorrow's CPI. I'd have to check. Pretty sure it's always on Wednesday. So the market's just waiting for more information. We also do have another thing coming up. We have rollover. Rollover, the majority of contracts tend to be rolled over come Monday. Next week, this September contract is going to be expiring. So take that into consideration as well. That what is going to happen? Think about it this way: if you have for the choppy price action, right? We're going to call it choppy price action. But if you have thousands and thousands of contracts that you have to sell September and buy December, where are you going to do that? Where on this chart, on the daily chart, does it look like a good spot to sell September and buy December? Or if you're short biased, you're buying the September contract back and you're selling the December contract. Looks like this is a clear spot in this area where a lot of contracts are going to be rolled forward. Some people are going to start rolling here. You know, who knows? Maybe we might break higher and then they'll start positioning for the December thinking it's going to sell off. But right now, we are going to be getting some early rollover in this level. You know, we do have a rate decision next week. We got a lot of stuff going on. So right now, the market's just waiting for more information on where it wants to move to. So taking those into consideration, CPI, next week we have rollover as well as interest rate decision. So choppy action expected. We'll see what CPI brings tomorrow. But wanted to go over the daily. That is why I have the low, the middle, and the high of this range as key areas. We're below the EMA. We have separated from the EMA, but once we're inside of this zone here, this cost basis, I'm expecting the EMA to slowly catch up, right? Tomorrow, CPI, you know, who knows, it might rip up here, rip down here. We'll just play CPI after the move happens. I don't like to trade the move. It's not good for me. So I'm going to go over yesterday my analysis, right? My analysis yesterday played a key role into my trading today. Yesterday I'm just going to kind of go over this real quick. Looking at a daily, we stalled and bounced at the bottom of the NQ longer term cost basis, which we showed right there at the chart. At the bottom of that range, we stalled and bounced. Prices separated from the 21 EMA. We just discussed that. Take that into consideration, not to chase shorts unless shorts prove to me they want continuation with an aggressive sell-off. Pull the daily back up just to, where is my daily chart? There's my daily chart, right? I'm saying not to expect an aggressive continuation short. Don't chase shorts because we're at the bottom of that cost basis. I'm expecting a lot of profit taking from both long-term and short-term traders down here at this level. Let's look further down. We have yet to stay below the midline, but as the phrase goes, don't diddle in the middle, right? So midline, I'm expecting, don't diddle inside of this middle. So when I'm looking at the charts, I'm saying to myself, anytime price is somewhere around 18,600, don't diddle in the middle. Try to stay away from that. Expect even choppier price action when I'm in the middle of this daily cost basis, this range here. So 18,600, I know this is a level that I need to be cautious. I know there's going to be a lot of aggressive buyers and aggressive sellers. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a fight. So that's why this area here, I'm trying to stay away from. So when I zoom in on my faster time frame charts, I know to stay away from those levels. What else do I say? Be cautious of choppy, whippy price action today as it's Monday. So that was yesterday, Monday, and we have major data releases this week and rollover next week. Expecting positioning for the December contract and additional profit taking from the most recent sell-off. That's why I was saying don't chase short. 5 minute, we filled that imbalance. We're not going to go over that. Then I put on the 4,000 tick chart, I have marked some recent, some retest zones above at approximately 18,700 and 18,828. So if we pull up this here, we'll make this big. Right? These are the levels I have marked off. Right here and right here. These two levels. So I will close this and I will bring my 4,000 tick chart over, right? So we have 18,700-ish and about 18,828. There were clear stop runs the other day. So I will pull up my tick chart here. These are the levels. I will make them nice, big, and pink to have it a little bit more visually appealing and easier to see on my charts. So here we go. We got this one here, and we have this one here. So I had my levels marked off yesterday, and the reason why I had them marked off yesterday, I will quickly go over just to show why they were important, right? So now let's just quickly recap. I have my daily levels, right? We looked at my daily levels. We're inside of this zone, which to the left is choppy. We have the top, the bottom, and the middle. When it's in the middle, I'm expecting even choppier price action. And when I say choppier price action, I just mean there's going to be more buyers and sellers fighting to stay either above the midline or fighting to stay below the midline. They're going to try to break above, break below. They're going to argue and fight. And, you know, I don't want any part of that, right? Because it tends to get a little bit more volatile inside of that zone. And then I'm starting to now predict, okay, price is going to go up. And I don't really have the best reasoning, a technical reason besides it being the middle, trying to stay above, right? So if you're trying to get into a trade and you're scalping and you're risking, you know, 10, 15 points, that's nothing inside of this zone here on the daily chart. Around 18,600, a 10 to 15 point risk is nothing. So if you're trying to go long at 18,615, right? If you're at 615 and you're trying to go long, you're only risking 15 points until the psych level, which is the midline, as well as that 18,600, right? You're at those whole numbers. That 600 whole number is going to be a battle zone. So you don't really have much much wiggle room to risk there. So here we go. Why I chose these levels. We're going to go over that real quick, right? These levels I chose. This is a level from the other day. So we're going to just we'll leave this here, but we're going to make this white for now so we don't confuse it. We will make this white. Where's my white? Make it white smoke. We'll make it 1. Because that level I do have marked off 140. That was part of another previous video on the trap entry, right? So once we sold off, where is a key level that buyers were holding? Buyers were holding right here, this pink line here. So the way I trade, I need price to break above, hold here for my continuation up. You know, I want buyers to hold there and then break and continue structure, right? We break out, hold it, and then we continue and we break structure somewhere here for the continuation, right? Then I want to start seeing more higher highs and higher lows as we go up. That will give me, you know, confirmation and confidence for the continuation higher. And then same thing, I have this level here. That'll be profit taking area, right? Maybe take all of it off. If not, maybe hold a runner if you're expecting a little bit of a break. But then if it breaks, I always look for the retest for the continuation or the sell-off. And get rid of this. So now we know I have this level here, this one right here. We'll call this level 1, or we'll call this level 1. We won't call it anything, right? I don't want to confuse you guys. But this level here, somewhere around 18,828. That's what I had, 18,828. That was what I posted in my analysis the other day. All right, we have 18,828 that were clear stop runs the other day. These are levels I'll be watching as well. So 18,828. Why do I say a stop run? What happened here? We stopped out, right? We grabbed some liquidity. They tried, and then we stopped some. We had a little quick stop run. We bounced at a level. Where did we bounce? Right here. Came back up, sold back off aggressively. So we knew that when we broke down, we had a bounce. Where did we bounce? We bounced at this level. So now I'm watching this level. And then we sold off. And when we sold off, what did we do? Look at this aggressive sell-off, right? There's barely any buyers here. It's just stops. These are stops getting ran. A couple buyers tried to buy the dip on a liquidity grab, and then they ran more stops and pushed it further down, right? So this level became significant to me. Yesterday, this level became significant to me. So we have, just to go over it, simple, right? We have buyers bouncing here, buyers bouncing here, buyers bouncing here, and they're getting weaker, weaker. As you can see, getting lower, getting lower, getting lower, and then we ran, pulled back up to it, and then we ran through some more. This level became significant. This level here became significant because I looked when we broke it, where were the buyers? Buyers were here. And then they stopped them out again. So this second level here became significant, right? If we take off today's price action, just look at that. We broke through, bounced, and then broke through this level again, and then this level again. And we ran down and we continued lower. I want to see, and what do? And I just showed you previously. We broke here. And if I'm looking to continue shorts, I want to see a retest, then the continuation. If I'm looking long at that level, I want that level to break, hold above it, right? Hold above, and then retest this level. Those are those short-term levels I'm watching, right? And it's my justification for those levels. Buyers were buying here, and it broke. Buyers tried to bring it back up and hold above here, as you can see, and what they do? They broke back down. This was where the liquidity, they grabbed some liquidity, and buyers were trying to bring it back up. They broke that again. So anytime we get a breakdown or a breakout, I call it a BORT, or a breakout retest, right? A BORT. So if you ever see BORT on my chart, it means a breakout retest. Anytime I get a breakout or the market breaks out or breaks down, I look for a retest. Simple price action, right? Breakout retest. So we have our breakdown of this level. What am I looking to retest? This level. So we have a retest here, it held. Retest, it held. Retest, it held. Buyers are trying. Okay, we get above it. What level do I have next at? We get above it. This level. Zoom in over. Oh, breakout retest, held. Remember, I'm not looking long, so I'm okay to look long with this level holding. If this level here, this bottom level, if this bottom level holds, I'm okay to start looking long, but I'm taking most of my profits or all of my profits at this level. Now, this is where it gets, you got to start being, smart. So now we have these two levels. If I draw a range in these levels, between these two levels, right? Because I know I can go long above this level, but I need to take most of my profits at the next level above. If I zoom in and scroll over, what do? Now that I have these levels, I don't want to diddle in the middle of these two levels. See how we have the midline here? Anywhere around the midline, you're going to get this whippy, choppy price action, which we see a bunch of it here fighting for that midline, fighting for the middle of this area between the top level and the bottom level, right? I didn't have this charted, but I told myself, in between here, I don't know who's in charge. I know
from Pixel 6 Pro.
Thanks, Alexa. I know if we're holding towards the bottom of this, or we're breaking out and retesting, I'm okay to. My risk is a lot better here if I can see buyers coming in and I have some sort of a setup here at this level here. I know, okay, yeah, I can keep my risk pretty tight here, looking to push up to the high. If not, I always look at psychological levels, and my psychological levels are always around the midline. So I know as we continue any of these moves, right? Let's say you buy down here. I'm looking, yeah, ultimate target is going to be breaking here, maybe holding above and continuing. But psychologically speaking, I'm looking at the middle of that level to be some sort of a battle area, right? Same thing on my daily chart. Anytime we're in the middle of this, I'm looking at this middle area to be a battle area. The middle area is always going to be a battle area, and I like to try to sit on my hands unless I have a specific setup, right? So if I don't have a setup, keeps me out of those speculative trades. And I say speculative trades as in anytime I say this, right? If if I catch myself thinking or saying this, market looks like it wants to go higher or lower. If I say to myself, it looks like something's going to happen, I know I'm taking some sort of a non-technical trade or analysis and taking it, and I am going to start doing some of those bullshit trades that, you know, you just kind of, you enter and you get stopped out. And you're like, but it looks like it wants to go higher. Enter and it stops out. Oh, it looks like it wants to go higher. Enter, he gets whipped out. It's because I have really no technical reason. I'm letting my feelings get in the way because it looks like it wants to go higher. It doesn't have a technical reason for wanting to go higher. So that's right there. So I know once we're above this level, I don't want to be diddling in this middle unless I have a setup. So we'll put this down here. Market looks like it wants to go higher / lower. So anytime I hear myself saying that, looks, I know my feelings and my emotions might be getting involved in my trading plan, and that's not a good thing. So we know let's get rid of it. We'll keep this up here. So now we know that we have this level here, above here, below here. So what do we do? Breakout retest. We're going back to the board. The breakout retest. Breakdown, retest, retest, retest. And as we're retesting it, what are we doing? We're making higher highs and higher lows. Higher high and higher lows. What's my circle? Control F11. So we're making higher lows all the way up. Just barely. Higher lows all the way up. So now I know that's starting to form some sort of a market structure. Higher high up here. We have just a little bit higher high and just a little bit higher high. And as we do that, we have our levels, our breakdown retest level, breakdown retest level. And now that we break it, what do? We come up, we retest the high, come down, retest again, and we're holding below on this level, we're holding above this level here. But what are we doing? Let's think about market structure again. As we're coming up, yeah, we made a new high, but now look at this move down. We're making lower highs and lower lows, right? So if we take these circles off here, start thinking about most immediate market structure, we're making, and this is where, you know, you gotta, I kind of recognize this, and I have a specific short setup. And what are we doing? We broke down. What are we doing? A retest, right? This is our, we'll get into that in a moment, but we're going to be retesting here. Market structure, right? We have a low, come up, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. See that? After we came up and retested this level, we came down. We're trying to, so what's the objective? Think, what's the objective? The objective for buyers is to break this level, stay above it for the continuation. That's what buyers are trying to do. So you know what the buyers want to do. What are the sellers trying to do? They're just trying to reject this level. Reject it and bring price down. You know, sellers just want to continue this move down. Sellers are trending down. You know, sellers want to continue this move down. So we have buyer's objective, and then we have the seller's objective. Sellers just want to continue breaking down. But the short-term objective for the buyers is to get above this level. They already broke this level. They're trying to stay above this level and then break above this level. And you have my justification for why I have those levels previously. Now that we know we're making lower highs and lower lows, we're going to go into my trade setup on why I took that short. I was looking long. It was an aggressive move, but then I immediately flipped short, right? So we're going to take this and we'll get rid of this range here. And we're going to add these to my chart. Add these levels to my chart over here. And this is what I execute on, right? I execute on a 500 tick chart. It's what I do. It's how I trade. So now we know this is zoomed in more. I have these purple lines. If anybody questions, these purple lines are my London high and my London low. I do a London high and a London low from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. I have my reasons for it, but this is my London high and London low, 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. So 3 a.m. we have, whoops, what do we have? Did I not chart them properly? Let's see. All right, 8 a.m. It's going to be this level right here. There we go. So 8 a.m. is going to be this level right here. The reason why I do that, if you really want to know, is because London opens at 3, and the majority of U.S. major economic data releases happen at 8:30. So I want to get my London high and my London low charted between 8 a.m. Before 8 by 8 a.m. because I don't want the positioning going into the data. Also, U.S. markets are going to start opening up. You have pre-market. You have more liquidity being pushed into the market after 8 a.m. than prior to. So I want to get that London high, London low zones, refined to a tighter area. Pink lines, as you know, pink lines are the same levels that I had charted here. And you heard my reasoning for those. So now that we know those are the pink lines, we broke out above the pink line, came up, tested the top one, and notice we'll just to kind of put this here. Where are we battling? We're battling in the middle of these lines. We know they want to stay above here, right? We want to stay. Buyers want/need to stay above this level. So now that they broke above, we know that sellers want and need to stay below this level. And we know buyers want to break it, right? If sellers want to stay below, buyers want to break it. Look at the middle. The middle is choppy as hell. Anywhere in the middle, give or take, middle is choppy as hell. You can even refine this further and put, your 3/4 and your quarter. Look at where 3/4 and a quarter. It's choppy as hell. You want to trade as low as possible here, because what is this? This is a breakout retest level. We're holding here and we're trying. So now that we know that sellers want to stay below this, buyers want to stay above this, buyers want to break above. Obviously buyers want to break above this level and continue. So now that we have our intraday sentiment based off of that 4,000 tick chart that we showed the breakdowns earlier, we're going to go into the setup that I saw and why I took the short. We can kind of go into why I took the long, but why I took the short is more important because we did one specific thing. All right, so now today, we're going to chart this setup. It's a reversal setup. So we have our move up. Let's make this a different color, try to make it a little bit easier to see. Is that easier to see? I think that's easier to see. All right, so we have our move up. Right here. This is our high of the day. We have our move up. We're going to just show how many times. But we're making lower. See how we made lows here? Move up, pulled back, tried to break it. We didn't break it. This is the high of day. That's our high of day right there. Right below the pink line. We didn't break it. Tried again. Didn't break it. What do you notice as I'm charting this? We're making lower highs and lower lows. So we're starting to form some sort of a trend down. Or you know that sellers are trying to break this down and buyers are getting a little bit weaker. They're getting a little bit weaker at this level. Because look, they bounced before the level, they bounced around the level, and then it further lower. Now what I look for is the typical setup that I've gone over before, the trap setup. Push down, pull back, lower, lower, low. We pull back above, right? We pull back above. So on a reversal setup, you want to see buyers try multiple times, right? You have a move up, pull back. You want to see buyers keep trying and failing. Now, once I get a trap above one of these swings, that's where I'm starting to look short. See how we broke above one of those swings? Now I'm going to start looking for that because buyers are getting weaker and I'm looking for that trap. The more times they try, the better, because all these buyers are getting long and then they're going to get trapped and use those that get trapped up here as their stop losses are going to provide the liquidity down. They're going to provide the not the liquidity but the aggression down. So we have this setup, this type of setup. So we see it, right? Buyers try. That's this leg here. We have a push down. That's this leg. They kept trying. They're making lower highs, right? They try once. Buyers try once. Buyers try twice. Buyers try 3 times, right? Buyers try 3 times. And when buyers try this 3rd time, what happens if we zoom in? We just ticked above this previous high, or this previous lower high. We just ticked above it, and then that's where I went in short. I was looking to try to get a liquidity grab up here and then the short. That was why I was going long. I wanted to see a little quick liquidity grab and then buyers get trapped and then look short. We didn't get it, so I immediately flipped short, and where I flipped short, that trade. Notice I went high. I tried to go for the break. I wanted to get the break for the liquidity, and it didn't happen. I went for the liquidity grab. I went long just to try to grab the liquidity up there. Then I was going to start looking short. I entered short right here on this candle. So we're going to put my mark where I entered short right here. And my 27.75 is my profit target. So why did I go short there? I went short because we saw a break of the previous high here, right? The previous lower high, and we didn't get the continuation. We just wicked above. Buyers came down, tried off this EMA to go higher. Now, if I zoom in and look at this, what do I have? I have this tight level here where buyers are trying to hold. Buyers are trying to hold this level here. See this? The wick down. The wick. They came down. They tried. So I entered one tick below this, right? Look at this big, strong candle. Buyers tried, and they failed to break, failed to continue. So I was looking to go short here. Entered short. Beautiful. Then I took my profits. I wasn't going for the whole move all the way down. I was taking it somewhere where I was expecting some choppiness and some buyers to try to come back in, which was right here at the 27.75, right? I wasn't expecting this full move, but in hindsight, it's a reversal pattern because we broke above here to get that further continuation. Now that we broke down the breakdown, what do we get? The retest. Where is the breakdown level? We have two breakdown levels on this. If we zoom in, higher time frame breakdown level is this pink level, this lower pink level right here. Breakdown, retest. Now the other retest level I'm going to have is going to be based off of where did we get the aggressive move? Where did we get the aggressive move? The aggressive move occurred where I entered my entry. So right here, this is where they started to run the stops. So I'm looking for a board at this level. I'm looking for a board at this level. A breakdown retest. Or a breakdown retest. Because we tried to go higher in this level, all these late buyers, we broke down. So I'm looking for a board here. Is it going to happen? Who knows? But I do know that we retested this zone, this level. Now, sellers are going to want to try to break this back down. Buyers are going to try to break above and hold for the move. Then if we get to this board level, buyers break out, hold, and then we can go to that top level up here. I hope that's not too confusing. Very simple price action. In this, we're making, lower highs, lower high, lower high, lower high. On this, we're making lower lows, lower low, lower low. It was after a strong aggressive move up. So I'm looking for a reversal pattern, this specific pattern. And in that reversal pattern, I'm looking for somebody to get on the wrong side, which is the buyers, because I'm looking to go short. And that occurred when we broke above one of the previous lower highs. You can't just slap there because we could get a market structure break, and you could have got continuation if we held. But since one couple ticks up here, that was the sign for me to start looking short. Below this last area that buyers were holding to look short. And then this was my entry. At this level here. Short entry. Right here. Somewhere in there. Where would my stop go? My stop would go right above here. My stop would be above here. And the reason for my stop being there is because it would be break of downtrend structure, because our downtrend, we just broke it here, but it would be a confirmation of breaking the downtrend structure. This is just a trap setup, right? And then I would look for this area to break, and then this area to break, and then our pink level here. So that's what I was seeing today on NQ. And also that's how I know to stay out of the middle. Unless, this is the middle here, where let me make this so it's easier. The middle is somewhere on this midline here. I know to stay away from this middle and trade the edges for now, because I know that's what I have my thesis. Buyers want to break, stay above here, and then ultimately get up here and break this to go. Sellers want to stay below this level, and if it is broken, stay below this level. Ultimately, sellers want to, if it breaks here and we retest up here, they want to hold here, they want to break, and they ultimately want to break down there, right? Remember, so, if you're long biased right now, because we're back in this zone, and you want to have a target, you know, you could find some sort of a setup around here and go for about the midline. But, you know, we know sellers are making, you know, we did break a couple ticks up here trapping them, and we are continuing this market structure down. We also have a trap pattern here, which we could continue since we broke above this swing here. So if we get sellers to, notice how we're fighting this level here. If now that sellers or buyers are potentially trapped above here, we could break down and hold here, we could continue. But for now, we're at the low of this, so this is a good risk to reward buy area if you're thinking we're going to continue long, right? Break here. See if we can continue long. Good risk to reward. You got to start thinking risk to reward here is way better than in the middle. Right? Where are you going to put your risk in the middle? All the way down here. And if you're short bias, you're going to wait for this to break down, and you're hoping to stay below this level, and you can start coming up to start, you know, using potential market structure. Look at that. Breakdown, retest. Breakdown, retest, held. See if we can continue this. I always look for a breakdown and a retest. Breakdown, retest. Breakout, retest. Abort. Not abort like get out, but abort. Abort. So that's it. That's what I was watching today. That's why I took that trade. Pretty much done after that trade until I can see something else. Not really seeing much else. I want to see this break down. I want to see if we're going to get some more traps. We're going to get some more setups, but that's pretty much what I'm looking for. Hopefully that helps you guys on today and today's price action. All right, guys, good luck. Big week today, this week. CPI. We have CPI rollover week next week, this week, next week, and rate decision next week. So market's going to be sitting, chopping around, trying to find a good location for the rollover, as well as where it wants to be for all this data being released. Good luck, guys.